Hello, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary, doing a series currently called Working Mom Life Tips. And basically, today I wanted to talk about the topic of should our cherubs get allowance? So this is interesting because I have been thinking about a lot of these parental type of things lately, and the last episode was basically about chores versus chores being life skills, and this one I want to talk about allowance because I know that that's something that a lot of children receive from their parents, and the reasoning behind it can be so varied. For me, I remember getting an allowance when I was younger, and I don't remember it ever being tied to chores slash life skills. Those were things that were already expected of me, and so I wasn't paid for them. They were just thought to be part of, what I had to do as my role in the family. And so, we when we implemented the chore system in our household, we did not tie the chores to a monetary reward. We basically made it such that it was something that they're expected to do, and that that's their role in the family, and that's how they're helpful. That's how they're helping the family to function well, and for the family to thrive, as well as teaching them the things that they need in order for them to be reasonable adults when they get older and be able to function independently on their own. So with the allowance, the basic common theme that I've noticed in just reading about this is that people typically will give $1 for each age. So if you have a 10-year-old, you potentially could be getting $10 a week. This can be utilized in a number of ways. So the child can save the money, the child can use the money towards getting something that they may want. Using the allowance as a teaching tool is very helpful because that is truly a life skill that a lot of us really need. And so if you were to teach them that a portion of your income, so their allowance, should go towards saving, and then another portion should go towards spending, and then a third portion should go towards giving. This is a great setup for them to learn what they need to do with their money once they get older. And so, hey, Tawana, thanks for joining. And so, for us, we don't do a regular allowance. We do somewhat sporadic allowance because we don't feel that they're quite at the stage where they should be getting a regular one. My mother, however, has been very diligent in giving them a specific amount of money every single month. So at the very end of the month, what she'll do is she'll give them a roll of quarters. And each child has a piggy bank, which they are saving, and it's called the college savings jar. And so basically, so my girls have a college savings jar, and my son initially started his as a money for starting his business. It evolved into his college savings jar now. So anyway, they get this roll of quarters, and they are supposed to give $1, which is 10% of the income, to God, right? So they basically put that away for their offering, and so they give that on Sunday. So the rest of it, the 90% actually goes in their savings jar. So they really don't have the spending portion yet. Basically, at this stage, they are doing the giving and the saving part. And I'm sure that they will have things that they'll want to save for and purchase, and then we'll get into the spending piece. But this has been a great teaching tool for them because they are now able to handle real money. So they do the coins, which is the quarters. They also get a dollar bill in exchange for the 4 quarters that they return to us, and we give them $1, so they can put that in their offering envelope. So they're learning how to handle real paper and coin money, and they're not delusional in thinking that, the cash machine and the card that mommy and daddy use are the only way of exchanging currency. So that, I think, is a really great lesson for them to learn. And I feel like I learned that when I was very young, because I had an allowance, and I had money always that was being saved in a piggy bank, and all of that stuff. So that is really important for them to learn. So we feel like, even though we don't have a regular allowance, the fact that they're getting that from grandma, and we're talking about it, and they're learning how to deal with money and handle money, that they're learning another life skill outside of the chores/life skills. And that is something that's going to be really helpful to them in the future. So, the decision as to whether your cherub should get allowance is really entirely up to you. But think about the fact that they can really get a lot of lessons for living later, and can make some mistakes while they're still under your tutelage, such that when they go out into the real world, they're not going to make those giant mistakes. So they can learn how to balance a budget. So as they get older, I think we'll probably kind of transition towards having them have a debit card to an account, and then having them budget out what they would like to do with the spend piece of things, and just for them to be able to get skills under their belt, like, yes, save money, Hope. Absolutely. Thanks for joining. And just have that under their belt, so that they can know that really we should really be saving, whether it's saving for investment, in the sense of like you're putting money into an investment vehicle, or you're putting money into bonds, or you're putting money into the bank, but knowing that all your money shouldn't be doled out towards expenses and spent. You should have some reserve for that rainy day, so to speak. So that's how we do it. Again, this is our opinion, and this is basically what we've noticed has been very helpful towards helping children become very functional adults. And so, if this was helpful to you, if you found that that the material that I talked about is something that you can apply to your children and your family, please feel free to comment below and share this live. This is Charmaine Gregory, and this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary. And this series has been the Working Mom Life Tips. And today we were talking about, should your cherubs get an allowance? So be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness, and have an amazing day.